How do you grow your confidence? It's not something that you could do in one day. That if you know that you had low confidence, where you worry about what everyone else thinks about you, that you could be easily persuaded by other people, where you start living your life for other people, and that if you're not able to compete against these other people, then it drags you down. If you go to the next level, where you're a little bit more confident, but not entirely confident, that you will start to beat yourself up. You start putting yourself down, and you'll feel like that you haven't achieved anything in life. You don't have nothing to show, and that you'll start to reflect back to all your mistakes, all your decisions, and everything that you've done in your life, and you'll start to have regrets, resentment. You'll be angry. You'll be in bad moods. And that's called having low confidence, shaky confidence. People that are confident will wake up and they won't worry about what other people think, but they will be positive. I feel that if you are angry, you're mad, that your moods are all over the place, and that you have to tell people that you're living a good life, but in reality, deep inside, you know that you're not happy with the situation. You're not happy with the life that you're living right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because confidence comes with experience. People assume that if someone is good looking, if a girl is pretty, if a guy is good looking, that they are confident. If they have money, that they're confident. If they are famous, they're confident. And that is not always the case. That you could have all the money in the world and you could be alone. You could have no relationships that are meaningful. Or you could be broke, happy, and people will care about you, and that you'll feel good about yourself, and you'll feel blessed, and that you will have strong faith in God, and that you will have a higher purpose. It's like we can choose to be happy. We can choose to be confident. We could choose to love. We have the free will to do anything we want in this life. That when people tell us, that it'd be a good idea to do this or that, sometimes they're trying to give you good advice, but they're not telling you that this is what you need to do, that you have to do it. They're not telling you that you need to do this or else. That they feel that they have something good to say to you, and that you don't have to, be rude to them, to be mean, or to judge them, to treat them bad, because they're thinking of ways to help you, that they want you to have a good life. And even though that you might have problems in your own life, and that you have experiences and you have wisdom, that you feel that you want to share this with someone, and sometimes people just push back and they resist and they don't want to hear it, and they start to be very rude about the way that in the reaction of your advice or your opinions or your suggestions. There are better ways to respond to people that care about us. And confident people don't push back. Confident people don't, make crude remarks. Confident people don't worry about what other people think. Confident people don't beat up themselves after rejections, after failure, after mistakes. Confident people have a system in place. They know what they're going to do every step of the way. They have a plan. If something doesn't work out, they have another plan. If that plan doesn't work out, they have another plan. There's always a plan after a plan after a plan, but they don't follow the plan to the T. That they can be spontaneous. You notice that when in the dating world, when people are confident, that they may approach someone, and it's the way that they react to someone, that the way they communicate, that if they're interested, that they'll just, it's not asking. You're not gonna say, hey, I want to take you out on a date, or can I buy you a drink? It's the way that you work into situations, but being respectful and respecting boundaries, and it's the way you do things like that, that how you approach someone, that shows like your confidence, and people usually could detect that. It's just that there's a lot of people that struggle with communicating with others because they worry about that they're going to get rejected, that their fantasy may end, that they may like someone and they could go to a store, they could go to a certain place that they like to go to because they see that person, and when they see them, it makes them happy because they know, like, I really like this person. I feel that they are nice, that they fit their criteria, and they're could be a perfect match for them. But the fear, or just being afraid, or not willing to take a chance, comes from killing this dream. If they get rejected, someone says no, or if that person says something rude, then everything changes. It's almost like it's not something they could just turn off. They can't just turn off their feelings and say, like, I don't care, and suppress those emotions. That if someone is lacking confidence and they get rejected, someone says that they can't have something that they want, then it could really hurt them. That they could get emotional, it could hurt their feelings, because they're putting so much on that other person. They're putting their happiness, they're putting like their hopes and their dreams and their whole future into one person, that they're putting them on this pedestal and making that person seem as if they are way better. But when we do that, then we start to lower our value. We start to, disrespect ourselves. And we show that we don't love ourselves. Because somebody could say, I love myself, I'm happy, I value myself, I respect myself, and they could do things that are completely the opposite. And it's easy to detect in the way they talk about themselves, in the way that the comments they make about themselves and what they say. And they don't even know that they do it. And they do it. People do it, and they say things, and that others notice that. And it takes away from their message of, I'm confident, I'm happy, I love myself, I respect myself, I value myself. But then when you ask them, like, why do you value yourself? What do you value? Make a list of 100 things that you value about yourself. That they could probably say, well, I'm pretty. And that's it. Like, that's the only thing they may say. But then they're not even confident in being pretty, because then they start to doubt their looks. They start to make comments about the way they look, or not feeling confident in certain things about their body, about the things they do. It's more like they self-doubt, they overthink, they worry, They become nervous, compulsive, obsessive. Like there's just so many things that could happen. And that's why it's important not to be needy, clingy, desperate. And those are things that could turn either side off, because nobody wants to be, giving all their time to someone, because there has to be like a balance. There has to be, some space. And sometimes people don't communicate that. If they don't like that what someone else is doing, that they hold that within themselves, and they keep holding it in and in, and it's like a volcano, and then they just erupt on that person instead of communicating, the way they feel. That they wait until they explode to reveal things that have been bothering them. Instead of being confident to say, you know what, like, I don't like that you do this, or, hey, I don't have much time. I don't like when you make these comments. I don't like when you say this. Like, meaning that you're confident in telling that person how you feel, that you're sharing. You're sharing, like, what is bothering you. You're being open. We don't have to share everything with someone yet. As time goes on, you can. It's like you're getting comfortable with someone to share things that are personal. And sometimes we could be more reserved. We could hold back and not really share a lot. Because if we start sharing everything that we want, everything that we're thinking, then of course that it could, kill the thrill and leave no mystery, Because sometimes the excitement of doing things that we never done before could make us, give us that adrenaline rush, that dopamine that goes through your body, and it gets you excited. It's like when you're going on a roller coaster that you've never gone on before, that you start to get all, like it's a thrill. So if you enter the dating scene and you're revealing everything you want, like if a woman said, like, I want to have X amount of kids, I want to have this home with this white fence, and I want to know how much money you make and what job you have, and all, and, they just start pushing things, like coming off too strong. Like coming off too strong is just really forcing things out there, like just, not taking time. Like it's almost like rushing to make sure that you get everything you want, instead of just going through the process, the natural process of having feelings. Because sometimes you can meet someone and maybe they could be different from what you expected. Because sometimes you see pictures, you see someone, and you're just like, okay, like maybe you're not feeling it right away. Because as you get to know the person and you spend time with them and you get to learn about them, that you could start to have feelings for them. And then you start to see that you actually like the way they look, that they're attractive to you, Or sometimes you could see someone and they could be very attractive, but then they have certain things that they do, like their attitude, their personality, behavior, certain things they do and they say and the way they act, that could change the way you feel about them, to where now they could be unattractive to you. When you see them, you're not really feeling it anymore. There's so many things that could affect the way that we feel about someone. But if you have confidence that you're not going to let certain things influence you. If somebody says something to you, you're not going to be hurt by it. Yeah, at first it might bother you. You might get kind of mad, like, I can't believe you said that, or, why were you not a little bit more respectful of me? But eventually you're going to get over it. That you're not going to be thinking about it for weeks and months and years. You're going to be able to heal much faster. But how do you do that? Like, how do you get more confident so things don't drag you down?